Warm up the butter.
You are listening to StudioMguyvR's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast.
What is going down? What the fuck is going down? It is your boy, StudioMaguyver, and you are listening to StudioMguyvR's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast. Welcome to the podcast, guys. If you're new to the show, welcome to the show. If you're into anime, video games, nerd culture, you've come to the right place because we talk about all of that shit here. Got a crazy show today. Going to be talking about the elephant in the fucking room, and that is Cyberpunk 2077. Yes, man, I'm going to break all of this shit down, my experience with the game so far, what everybody has been talking about. This is a topic that I cannot wait to get into, guys. There's so many different layers to this, so stay tuned. Also going to talk about some video game awards stuff. Now, before I continue with this podcast, I just want to let everybody know that I have a 4-month-old daughter, okay? And throughout this show, throughout this episode, you might hear her in the background because today is just one of those fucking days. Today is one of those days where if you have children, you know what I'm talking about. Everything could be lovely. Everything could be smooth. And then all of a sudden they just want to show their asses. They just want to make things hard. And I think today or tonight is just one of those nights. Okay. So bear with me. Please forgive her in the background crying or doing whatever she's doing because she cannot help herself. Okay. Now, with that being said, let's begin and let's get on with the show. All right. There's some Nintendo shit I want to discuss. Okay. Yeah. Nintendo has been really showing their asses lately, man. They really have been. They have been working, nonstop. 24 hours a day around the clock to basically come up with their own butter. And they're doing a great job of it right now. I'm going to get into some of that. And the video game awards, like I said before, I'm going to talk about that. And I'm going to talk about the winners. Going to talk about, some games that were announced. And if you ask me, I really wasn't impressed with the video game awards, man. And I'll get into, that as well. But let's get on with the show. Let's start off with some anime news. And I'm going to be talking about just slightly. We're talking about Attack on Titan, the final season. Yes, it is here. It is among us, guys. I hope you've been watching. The episode came out on the 7th on Crunchyroll. And I think Netflix, it dropped on the 10th. I didn't even know it was coming out on Netflix, but hey, that's good. That's dope. Trying to spread the love a little bit. But, I just realized that I have to watch season 3 again because it's been so long. And if you consume anime like I consume anime, which is a shit ton of it, then it's kind of hard to get caught up sometimes from season to season. Okay. You got to refresh yourself sometimes. And at least that's how I feel. There may be people who don't, but I have a lot of friends who feel the same way. So I thought it was just me. It may not just be, it may just be a chosen few, but I know I have experience like that. And, I got to get caught back up. But the show was awesome. The episode was awesome. And found out also that there's only going to be 16 episodes. So that's a strange number. Usually typically we get like 12 or you get 13 maybe. Or, if it's not that, they kind of double it. You might get 24, sometimes 25 episodes for a season, and 16 episodes only. And that's strange, but if they can wrap it up in 16 episodes, hey man, so fucking be it. If you haven't seen Attack on Titan, if you're wondering what this is about, what kind of rock have you been hiding under? But hey, maybe you just didn't get a chance to get around to it for whatever reason, but hey, you owe it to yourself to watch it. The seasons 1 through 3 are already out. I think they're all completely dubbed now on, I want to say Hulu, if I'm not mistaken, but so many changes all the time within Hulu, within Netflix, within Crunchyroll. And there's going to be, I'm going to get into that as well, because there's also some news that has happened, some big news actually, if you're anime fans. And I'm going to get into that a little bit later in the show. But I wanted to let you guys know Attack on Titan, the final season is here, but most of you guys probably already knew that. I just had to mention it for those who may not know. Some people may not know what Attack on Titan is. Maybe that's not their, type of anime. So, I'm just dropping the knowledge right now. So maybe somebody out there hears this show and can say, well, shit, let me find out what this is. All right. Now, moving on. Let's talk about Nintendo. Okay. Now, Nintendo has been acting very, very suspect, okay, in recent days, months, whatever you want to call it. They're just very selfish. They're very stingy. Like when I think of Nintendo, I kind of think of like Scrooge sometimes. They're entitled to their shit because it's theirs. Nobody's denying that. It's their property. They can do whatever the fuck they want with it. They can be as selfish as they want with it. I mean, if we're being real from a legal standpoint, but there's a line that, it's a line that they kind of flirt with. Okay. They kind of flirt with being just an asshole, and they're toting that fucking line. Okay. And they're also very, very close to coming and manufacturing their own fucking butter, because this is really just, it's sad to hear. It's sad that, I didn't think that they would be handling this situation like this. And I'm talking about a YouTuber that goes by the name of Etika. He was a very, very popular YouTuber. I think he had somewhere around 900,000 followers, and he was a huge streamer. You know what I mean? Huge number. He did big numbers streaming. And anyway, I used to fuck with a lot of his videos. He was a huge Nintendo fan. Okay. He fucked with the PC a lot as well, but he was a huge Nintendo fan, Smash Brothers, all of that. And, he recently passed in 2019. He took his own life. He had some mental health issues, and basically some people got together and they were trying to create what they would call a Etikon controller named after him. Okay. And they were trying to raise money for it to support or to help with mental health for kids and teens. And basically Nintendo hit them with a cease and desist letter telling them basically like, yo, look, take this shit down. It's basically the logo is infringing on our trademark. That's basically what their lawyer was saying. Okay. And I think they earned an amount of like $36,000 or something like that. Okay. What is $36,000 to Nintendo? That's basically what I'm asking. And the money, it's one thing if they were doing it to profit off a man's death, which that's not what they were doing. These guys were fans of his, and they were trying, and fans of Nintendo, and trying to do something good for people out there who actually have mental health issues, trying to, remedy the situation. And Nintendo was not having any of that for whatever reason. I don't know what the fuck was in their sake cup, but they decided to do that. Okay. That was not going to hurt Nintendo. If anything, that was going to help Nintendo, in my humble opinion. Okay. And that's what I don't understand. That's not the only thing Nintendo's doing. They're out here now, all of a sudden, taking down soundtracks off of YouTube like hotcakes. They're doing that all of a sudden now. I mean, they just getting these mood swings. They have these fucking, these fits, and they do strange things at strange times. And it doesn't make any fucking sense. Why was it ever even on YouTube? And then all of a sudden you just want to pull it back. I don't understand it, man. I'm talking about soundtracks from fucking Nintendo 64 games and even older. Okay. It doesn't make any sense to me. Okay. Besides them just wanting to be selfish and dickheads. All right. If anything, that's helping them spread awareness for Nintendo. Oh, what is that song for? Ooh, what does that song go to? I like the melody. Oh, it's from a Nintendo game. Oh yeah, what Nintendo game? And so on and so forth. That's how it works. That's how it usually works. That's why 99% of developers and game creators and game makers don't have a problem with people streaming their content, making videos about their content, because it's free fucking press. It's free advertising. All right. It's free. It's just people who love your product trying to support said product. That's all it is. That's a beautiful thing. But Nintendo, for whatever fucking reason, has some form of an issue with letting that go. Okay? I don't understand that. I will never stream Nintendo shit. I think the only thing I've streamed on, I did a video probably a year ago. Okay? And I may have had 5 seconds, if that, of a game. Okay? And there, I don't really try to fuck with Nintendo too much on that tip. I mean, I play their games. I do that, but I don't do the shit online because I don't have time. I don't have time for that fucking headache. It's a headache. The same reason why I would love to do more anime based videos on my channel, but I just don't like dealing with all the boo-boo, wondering if I'm going to get copyright struck. It's not just Nintendo. I mean, a lot of companies in Japan, have issues with that, which is ridiculous because, like I said, I am not streaming episodes of these anime shows. Okay. I am simply giving people, giving them information on things they should be watching, trying to promote the show. And I'm just one blip on the radar of millions of other people that try to do the same thing, but I'm not trying to get my YouTube channel shut down because of that. You know what I mean? So I don't understand some of these decisions that some of these people make. I don't know if it's their way of thinking. I don't know, like I said before, if their sake glass is just always filled to the brim, morning, noon, and night. I don't know if it's because they smoke so many scrolls or so many endo sticks that they lose count and they forget their self. I have no idea. Okay. But it needs to stop. Okay. It needs to fucking simply stop. You heard it from me. That's just my opinion. And they're going to, hurt themselves. They're only hurting themselves. Okay. And especially in today's age where if you fuck over enough people, okay, for long enough, it will come back to you. Next thing you know, you'll have millions of people standing at your doorstep with butter in their hands. And you don't want that. Okay. So Nintendo, please stop jeffing and fix whatever this problem is you have. Okay. Please do that because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of looking at it, reading about it, seeing it. Just stop. Okay. Now, moving on from Nintendo, I had a friend come over the other day and he had a son. He was trying to get his son a system, not the new PS5, Xbox Series X's. He was just trying to get a Xbox for him or a PS4, right? So I'm thinking, not even knowing, my focus is strictly been on the next gen console. So I have every other console. Okay, pretty much. So I'm not thinking about that. But we go to look online, trying to find some stuff. We could not find a single system. We couldn't find I know the Nintendo Switches are, you're not getting those. Those are Christmas time and it's hard. You're not getting that. But I did not think that it was going to be scarce for the Xbox and for the PlayStation, the PS4s. But then I had to do some thinking and I had to wonder, wait a minute. This is, we're in a COVID world right now where a lot of people are indoors all the time. Okay. And you have to think about, what's happening, what people are trying to consume and all of that. And then it being Christmas on top of that, getting their son or daughters or kids their first system, like me last year for my son, which I bought him an Xbox Series S. And yeah, he was trying to do the same thing for his son this year. And it didn't work. We couldn't find anything. It was a blown mission. Okay. And then on top of that, a lot of these stores, a lot of these places, these retailers were scalping the fucking systems. Okay. I don't care what anyone says. The Xbox One, okay, should not be $300 anymore. Okay, it shouldn't. It just shouldn't. It should be. It literally should be. I'm 200. Okay, especially now that the new system is out. You know what I mean? Yes, I know it's scarce, and I think that is why those prices hadn't dropped. Now I paid $200 for my son's Xbox Series. It's brand new, $200. I got it Black Friday though, so yeah, it knocked off a little bit, but still. Okay, now, needless to say, there's still people. We went to eBay. They were selling those fuckers for $400, man. Okay. Same thing with PS4s, man. You just couldn't find them. I didn't understand. I was like, wow, they don't have anywhere. All these stores, Target, Walmart, all these fucking places sold out. So we're at a standstill. We don't know what to do. We might have to wait till after Christmas. I don't know, man. But I did not know that. I guess I was oblivious to, what everybody else was, going through trying to get current gen systems. Okay. That's crazy, man. Yeah, I don't know, but Christmas, I kind of want it over. I do, even though Christmas is my favorite time of the year. But when new systems come out and all of that, it's very stressful, man, especially being a gamer like myself, and you want what you want and you can't have it. Yeah. It hurts. Okay. It hurts just a little bit. No more than a little bit, actually. But it's all good. Like I said, I'll eventually get my systems and it'll all be good. There's nothing I'm dying to play right now on them. So I'll be all right. I'll be cool. But hey, January, hey, it'll be here before we know it. Anyway, moving on. Let's get off of that. Let's talk a little bit about, just some quick news for the Halo fans. Halo Infinite. Okay. If you don't remember, Halo Infinite was a Halo game that was supposed to come out when the Xbox Series X came out alongside with it. But upon further review, they showed, gameplay, and people started to basically tear it down. Okay. It was all over the internet. There were memes, all these things. Okay. Basically shook Microsoft to their core. They were fucking shook. Okay. Went back in the boardroom, said, look, we need to change this up. Okay. Let's postpone it. Let's get everything right. This is our flagship, franchises. Let's get it right. So they pulled it out. And now there's a release date window, not a release date yet, a window that shows you that they still don't necessarily know, the day is going to be done. They don't want to fully commit. They just say, we'll give you a window, fall 2021. Now that could change. Okay. That could change. And, all you Halo fans waiting, hopefully, it does come out in fall and you do get to experience, greatness on the new console. And, my prayers and thoughts go out to you. But I just thought I'd share that little information before I get into these other subjects, the last three, if you will, the major topics of this podcast episode. Now, okay. Who is crazy? Okay. Let's start with Sony. Yes, I said Sony. If you're anime fans out there, I'm sure there's a lot of you. I'm a huge anime fan. To all the new listeners listening, that is what I love. One of my loves besides gaming, I love anime. But anyway, Sony has bought Crunchyroll. Yes, they have acquired them now. I remember some months back, they were in talks with them. And I heard people talking about it on Twitter and some of these Reddit posts and all of that. And I have to ask myself one thing. What's going to happen next? Because this is a monopoly move. If you're not familiar with that, what that means, think of, how can I best way I can put it? Okay. Think of, the McMahons. Okay. Remember when WWE bought WCW and ECW, and that was a monopoly move right there. They took away the competition. Okay. They got tired of the Monday Night Wars. They didn't want that smoke. Okay. And ECW was growing. It was a Raw kind of brand. They had their own fan base. They didn't want to even deal with that. or maybe the potential of that, having to fight with two different promotions. And that means that they would have to work harder. Okay. Anytime you have competition, it's good for business. It's good for the consumer because everybody's going to try to downplay everybody else. Say, oh, okay, you're charging $6.99. Okay, we're charging $5.99, and we're giving more options, and so on and so forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, to get your dollar. Now, when somebody makes a monopoly move, they say, "Fuck it. Okay, cool. We're gonna go ahead and break the bank now, but we're doing this for the future, for later." So we want to corner the market. We want to take all the fucking anime, and we want to make this the one-stop shop. And on top of that, since we bought it, since we own the other companies now, we make all the shots. We call all of it. So if we want to raise our prices instead of $6.99 a month to $9.99, hey, we can do that. Okay. So that's what most people are afraid of. They're afraid that Crunchyroll, now owned by Sony, is going to try and raise prices eventually and make it ridiculously expensive. And we're going to see. I hear a lot of people saying that if they do this shit, they're going to turn into pirates and they're going to start pirating everything. I mean, look, nobody wants to see them, do stupid things, make their own butter. I don't want to see Crunchyroll come up with their own butter. Nobody does, and start using it on people. Right now, I'm happy with the price point that Crunchyroll is, and it's worth what you're doing. But please don't raise it too much higher because it's going to get ridiculous. We're not going to do that. But they don't want that competition. So I would keep my eyes open. I would be wary, and just stay on the defensive with this, because you might hear something later down the line on some price changes, or maybe it could be for the better. Who knows? They may have something planned, for the better. Okay. I do love Sony. Okay. I love Sony products. So we'll see what they have up their sleeve. We'll find out. But I just thought I'd share that information with you guys, just in case you didn't know, especially if you're a Crunchyroll subscriber like me, and you didn't know this, maybe. Okay. A lot of things can happen. I'll just wait and see. Moving on. Let's jump on this video game award shit. Okay. Been wanting to talk about this. Now, let me start off by saying that I personally did not really like this video game award show. Okay, I'm not really a fan of any of them, really. I mean, most of us tune in for the main categories, okay, and then we're there for new previews of new games, and what are you guys working on, what's coming out. And I didn't see anything really that I was too interested in. There's a couple things that kind of sparked my interest, and I'm gonna touch on those, but that's it, man. Okay, well, let's start with Perfect Dark remake. All right, Perfect Dark. I know a lot of you are gonna, are going to love that. Perfect Dark does have a remake. It's in the works. But one thing that I cannot stand about, some of these video game shows in general, when they show things, I want to see gameplay, man. I don't want to see a fucking trailer, or I don't want to see, people saying, oh, we're working on this. It's in the works. I don't want to see that shit. Okay. But I guess that's all they have. They want to let us know they were working on it. So it's a bittersweet thing. It's like, it's good, but it's not. It just depends on what side of the pillow you wake up on, I guess, because that's just what it is, I guess. But yeah, they announced that. They also fucking announced Mass Effect, a new Mass Effect game. Yeah, so they're working on another Mass Effect game, and that's all we got. We got like this little, I want to say 20 seconds fucking trailer, and it was the chick. She was looking, she found some shit in some rubble or whatever, and then she looks up and she sees something in the distance and she smiles. And that's it. And then it said Mass Effect in the works. Okay. So they're working on a new Mass Effect game, and for the next gen consoles. Now, Mass Effect Andromeda, everybody was talking about I just recently bought that game. Okay. I did not play it because I got scared away from it because there was a lot of controversy surrounding that shit. They shat on it. They shat on that game. Okay. They shit on it hard. And my daughter is showing her ass right now, guys. I apologize. I mean, the door is closed. She's back there. She's still fucking showing her ass. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I'm going to have something to say to her mom, because I told her, I fucking told her, I said, look, I'm going to be recording. You need to do what you need to do to keep her quiet for about 45 minutes. And she said she would. And I think she's not doing it. Okay. Just a little information for my listeners. Just a little tidbit, let you inside of my little, world for a second. But I'll handle that as soon as this button is pushed. Okay. Anyway, that game, Mass Effect Andromeda, was basically a flop. I bought it for $5. But talking to friends, man, they told me, hey, the game is not that bad. The game is actually pretty good. If I'm keeping it real. And the shit that I saw on the game, as far as how it plays, what it looks like, all of that shit, to me, it looked all right. Especially me playing all the other ones, being a Mass Effect, veteran or whatever you want to call me. I want to go back to it. I would like to play that game. It's a huge game from what I'm hearing, and I would definitely want to jump back in there. And for $5, hey, you know what I'm saying? What do you have to lose, right? So I'm going to eventually get into that game. Who knows when I'll be able to play it? I still have a lot of games on my backlog that I didn't even touch. Some still in the fucking wrapper. I just found them on good deals, and I said, cool, let me hold on to it. And I'll play when I get to it. And that might go there too, but eventually I will get to it, and I will find out, everything. I know there's a lot of updates. There's been a lot of updates since the games can't come out and all of that. So I'll see where it stands now. But anyway, I say that to say I'm excited for a new Mass Effect game, and hopefully they learned their lessons from, the last game. They get these animations right. They get the lip syncs right. They get all of that stuff corrected this time. But we'll see, man, because we'll see. I have some things that I want to break down. And when we get to Cyberpunk, I will definitely, touch on that, guys. There's a formula to all of this shit, and I'm going to break it down for you. I promise. All right. Now, there's another announcement that was made recently. If you guys are Smash Brothers fans, you're going to fucking love it. I'm sure a lot of you guys are, especially if you're Final Fantasy fans, you're going to eat your fucking heart out. Okay. Sephiroth is coming to Smash Brothers. Okay. That's been all over the fucking place. It's crazy. Yes, I know. And, I see a lot of people who put Smash Brothers down, picking it back up. I see, a lot of things happening around this character in this game. And I did not know he was that popular. I knew he was, people fucked with him or whatever, but man, this dude is like, he was like fucking Final Fantasy royalty. Okay. From what I'm seeing. All right. Cause looking at just the reactions from him joining the game, it's crazy. All right. Especially Final Fantasy being synonymous with, I don't know. It's amazing to me. It really is. And hey, more power to all the Smash Brothers fans in the land. All right. Now, here's another game, a game that a partner of mine, one of my best friends, actually, who's been on this show a few times, Dig 24/7 is what I call him. Arc 2. He's a big Arc player. Okay. Now, I've never played the game. It's not my thing, but he spent hours and hours on this. I don't know the ins and outs, but he does. And so apparently there's a second one, and Vin Diesel is going to be the protagonist in this game. Now, the trailer looks pretty good. I cannot lie. The trailer looked pretty good. I just put it on this list because it looked interesting. It looked interesting to me. So I put it on the list. That's it. And that's all. There's only one other game that really caught my attention. Well, actually two, but the other one I cannot fucking remember. I'll probably address that game in another show, but a game simply called Season. Yeah, it looks very, it looked like a story-based game. Okay, it was beautiful though. The art style is what really sold me on this game. It was just a beautifully designed or beautifully looking game. The colors were very refined and saturated, and it was lush. Just Google Season. If you haven't seen this preview, just Google Season PS5. Okay. And then I would love to hear what you guys think about this game. I still don't know much about it. The thing that they showed just showed this guy, just traveling and shit. You know what I mean? But it was beautiful. I don't know where he was going. I don't know what the fuck he was doing, but he was just traveling. Okay. And I want to know more about this story. It seems like it's definitely got a more serious tone to it. And they're not revealing that to us yet, but I'm sure we'll find out more about the game as time progresses. But that's it as far as the games. Now I kind of want to talk about the awards, for that are, they handed out a lot of awards for different things, sound in the game and all that, but I'm not going to get into all that. I'm going to talk about just the main ones, that had my attention, and mostly probably you guys' attention as well. And let's just keep it real. Let's just start out with game of the fucking year. Okay. Now I thought that it was going to be between two games, one being The Last of Us 2 and the other one being Ghost of Tsushima. Right. Now, guess who won Game of the Year 2020? It was The Last of Us 2, baby. Okay. I'm not surprised. I'm not disappointed. Anything. Okay. I'm actually happy for Naughty Dog. Extremely happy for them, especially with all the bullshit that happened around that game. Okay. And there was a lot of fucking boo-boo. All right. And people have a tendency to jump on bandwagons and just completely indulge in fucking overkill in a lot of things, guys. Okay. If you agree with one thing that somebody said, but the person that said it is basically grilling the whole project, the other person will jump on that bandwagon for one thing, even though there were a lot of other things he liked about the game. I don't understand that. I just don't. It doesn't make sense. People nowadays are followers, man. They don't fucking, they don't hang on their own words and their own feelings anymore because they're afraid to go against the grain. It's sad to see. It is. And The Last of Us 2, in my humble opinion, and I've said this, you can go back and look and listen to some of my other episodes when I talked about this game. I even have videos on my YouTube channel talking about all of this. This game is a fucking masterpiece. It is. You can argue all you want about the social, the social fronts that the game, portrayed and all of the woke shit or whatever that a lot of people bitched about, but you cannot fucking deny the sheer production, the technical masterpiece that this game is. It was, I literally could not believe that they were able to do this on a fucking PS4 base PS4. Okay, to achieve this. And it ran buttery smooth. I had no fucking blue screens. I had no glitches. I mean, it was a seamless experience for me. Okay. Just like God of War was too, another Game of the Year candidate. Okay. And I say that to say, I think it deserves everything that it got, award wise. Okay. And I just was true to myself. I went in saying, am I going to like this game or not? And I love the game, the characters as well. Okay. I wasn't hung up on the sexuality and all this other shit, man. I was just trying to play a game, and play and learn about new characters. And it did everything that I expected it to do. And it deserves this fucking Game of the Year, in my opinion. Now, if Ghost of Tsushima would have won, I would not argue that either. Okay. That is my favorite PS4 game. Now, it's that, then it's God of War, and then you could probably put The Last of Us 2 next. This is definitely my top 5. Okay. Games on the PS4. So, I mean, either way you sliced it, you could have did it either way, and I would have been happy. I don't know what other people are talking about or how they feel about it, but guess what? I'm not going to worry about that because I don't give a fuck. I don't care. You know what I mean? And that's really what I'm trying to convey here. Okay. If you love something, love it. Just love it. If you don't, then just don't fuck with it. It's that easy. It's that simple. Why waste energy writing paragraphs about something you absolutely hated unless you intended to like it and it was just so bad that you just, you couldn't help it. But if you really loathe something, then why waste your energy, keeping it in your life, in your mind, in your head, wherever, in your world. It doesn't make sense. It's unhealthy is what it is. But hey, I'm just a guy who talks about games and anime, every Monday. Who am I? Okay. Anyway, moving on. Let's go to Best RPG. Best RPG goes to dun 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 dun. Can you guess? Final Fantasy VII, the fucking remake. No surprise there. There could have been some other games on there that I could have, might have liked to see on there. Neo 2. Anyway, but hey, everybody was singing its praises, deservingly so. I personally would have liked them to have the whole game out at one time, not bird feeding us, especially the big Final Fantasy fans, bird feeding them chapters of a goddamn story. But hey, it is what it is. What they did give was definitely excellent, and it deserves the reward. Okay. Now let's go to Best Action Game. Best Action Game. And I need to play this. I've spoke about this before. Every person that I've spoken to about this game has said the same goddamn thing, man. Okay, you need to play it. You can sink hours and hours into this game, hundreds even. And this is a fucking roguelike game. And this is Hades. Okay. And that got Action Game of the Year. So, Best Action Game. Now, let's move on to a family game. And usually when you have family, I usually always think of Nintendo for the most part. It's kind of hard to actually visualize that now, especially in recent days, because they have been doing a lot of, things based on fuckery and butter. But you can't deny that Animal Crossing New Horizon is a game that could definitely make some families happy, and it has, and that's why I got Family Game of the Year. Okay, Animal Crossing New Horizon. Now, fighting game. Mortal Kombat 11. I'm really happy for NetherRealm Studios. I really am. They deserve this. They really do. Mortal Kombat 11 is a fucking beautiful game. It is a beautifully disastrous, bloody game. And I'm so happy for them. Okay. I can't wait to see what they're going to do moving forward in the future of that franchise. Now we have VR, the best VR game. Okay. Half-Life Alyx. Now, a lot of people are disappointed because it was a VR game and not an actual game. And excellent VR game for what I hear though. But man, I would love to see what, these guys would do with another game. And maybe they will eventually, maybe next gen, PS5, we get something, Xbox. So let's just hope that they bring it back. Okay. Not in VR form. Okay. I'm just going to pray and hope that happens. Get another Half-Life, man. Half-Life 3. Where you at, baby? All right. That's pretty much the wrap up of the Video Game Awards. That's my take on it. I'm sure if somebody else was writing about this or talking about this, they may have found something else to talk about or discuss or get into or whatever. But this is my rendition, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. But now it's time to talk about the fucking elephant in the room. Okay? I'm talking about Cyberpunk 2077. All right. Where do I fucking begin? Where do I begin, guys? Let me first off say I am I'm kind of hurt and disappointed, man. I'm kind of disappointed. I'm like a father whose, son just took the car out without my permission and ended up damaging the car. Okay. And that's how I feel right now. Some people feel worse than that. Okay. I've had motherfuckers tell me that, they feel like their favorite actor of all time basically got caught doing strange things to small children. Like, that is bad. Okay. That's on another fucking level. All right. But when you look on the internet, when you look around Twitter, anything out there right now floating around connected to Cyberpunk 2077, you're going to get a meme. You're going to get some kind of meme. You're going to get a crazy review. You're going to get all this crazy shit. Okay. Now, when the game came out, when the embargo lifted, shall I say, when it was allowed, when they allowed press to actually talk about the game, it was only based on the PC version. Okay. And on Metacritic, it was sitting at about a 90 to 91 score. All right. And that was because everybody who's, reviewed it said that, it's a beautiful game. It's a great game. But the caveat is that it's riddled with bugs. Okay. Some bugs in there. Now, once they clean that up, hey, we're cooking with Crisco. We're moving on. Okay. Moving on up. But everybody started to question something in the air because everybody looked around, including myself, and we were trying to find console versions of, gameplay. We were trying to find reviews of the game, on PS4 and Xbox One, and they were nowhere to be found. Okay. They would not lift the embargo on those consoles at all. Okay. And GameStop, who's usually synonymous for letting games go a day early, the night before, I just knew Cyberpunk was going to be one of those games. But then they called me to tell me, because I pre-ordered it there, no, we're not going to do it. That we had a meeting and they said they don't want to let us do it. We can't release it until the next day. I said, okay. Then I knew something was wrong. I knew something was up. And as a result of that, that came true. The console versions they were especially shitty in shitty form. Okay. I've seen all kind of memes. I've seen everything you could see. I'm sure some of you guys have as well. The Metacritic score right now, currently, as I'm speaking into this microphone, is 2.6. Okay. 2.6. Now, is that overkill? Is that people just doing a little too much? Yes, I truly believe that. I truly believe that the people putting these scores on here do not feel that low about the game. Now, there may be some, but most no. Okay. Like I said, a lot of these people are riding the train. They're riding the bandwagon. Okay. That's all they're doing. Okay. Now, my personal experience with the game so far, I have not had a chance to play it that often. I was so busy this fucking weekend, guys, these last few days. I was so mad at my situation because I could not get into the game like I wanted to. Okay. I've only been playing for a handful of hours. Okay. I am only just, starting to fuck with Johnny Silverhand. Okay. That's where I'm at now. The basically the beginning of the game. If I'm even at the beginning of the game yet. Okay. I don't even think I'm out of the prologue yet. I don't. Yeah, I don't even think I'm done with that. So they said it's like 4 to 6 hours. So I'm somewhere around there, close. But anyway, so far, man, there was one hang up that I had, which was like a loading screen froze on me. And that was it, really. There might have been a pop in or two, but it was nothing game breaking. Like I've seen worse. I've played through Fallout New Vegas. Okay. That was one of my favorite Fallout games. It's my favorite Fallout game. All right. I played it on a PS3. It was a shitty, bloody, buggy mess. And I beat the game and I did all side quests and I did all this stuff. And it died on me so many times. So many freezes and all this crazy shit, but I still played the game. I still enjoyed it. And that's what I'm trying to say now here. If I'm being 110% honest with you guys, I am loving the game. I am. But the bugs, like I said, I haven't gotten there yet. And thankfully, I haven't experienced that yet. So I'm probably going to experience a few. Let's keep it real. There's going to be some hang-ups and stuff, but I just finished. Well, I didn't finish it. I've been playing Valhalla for 105 hours. Okay. And I've had that game blue screen on me like 9 times. And then, so about every 8 to 10 hours, I'd get a fucking blue screen, and you get certain textures and stuff like that in that game as well. Nothing, game breaking though. Okay. It's doable. It's playable. And this game is definitely playable as well. especially now that we have another update. Now let me keep you guys posted, because there was a day zero patch that went out to the reviewers and people who were playing the game. Then you had the day one patch, okay, which was about how many gigs was that? I want to say it was like 30 something gigs. Okay. Then, believe it or not, to our surprise, they actually put out a patch 1.04, and that was only 2 days after release. So CD Projekt Red knows that they fucked up. They know this, and they're trying to fix it. But the problem with that is the damage has already been done. The damage has already been done. Okay. Anytime, I don't care who you are, especially in today's age, okay, of Twitter, okay, you're not going to walk away from this shit clean. You're just not. This will always be associated with CD Projekt Red. You can't take it away. The reviews are out there. The videos are in the internet. They're floating around. They're just out there. And it's connected to that. And that's what they didn't want. Okay. That's the last thing they wanted. Even if they clean this shit up to perfection later, they'll always have this associated with them. And it hurts. It hurts that I'm talking about this in CD Projekt Red in the same fucking sentence, man. It really does. Because these are one of the companies that I consider the fucking creme de la fucking creme of the video game industry. And I'm hurt. And I'm let down, and it's all of that. It's, I can't believe, this happened. But if you want to start pointing fingers, there is a finger that can be pointed, and that finger should be pointed not to the fucking devs, not the developers, the people working on the game. Okay. This finger needs to be pointed at the motherfuckers I've always spoken about. Okay. From day one. And I'm talking about the fucking execs, the fucking suit and ties up on the top floor with their fucking sake filled glasses. Okay. And their endo filled motherfucking scrolls. Okay. With their fucking butter sitting on the table. I'm talking about these guys. Okay. I'm going to tell you exactly how it happened. I already knew when this shit happened. I said, oh God. Okay. I'm not going to say article. Okay. There was a comment that was posted by one of the devs. Okay. From CD Projekt Red, who was working on this game, and it since got deleted, but somebody saved it. You got to love the internet, right? Somebody snapped the shot of that and kept it and, reinserted it into the world. Right. And basically what this guy was saying was that they didn't even fucking know when they were told the game went gold. It was a complete surprise to them. Okay. In their fucking minds, they just figured, oh, we're going to be working on this game for another 4 or 5 months. And somebody walks up to them and says, no, hey guys, the game is going gold. So let's prep this game to go gold. So they're looking at each other like, what the fuck? It's not ready. But guess what? Charles from marketing upstairs wants it pushed out. It's got to go now. It's got to go right now. Now, this game has been delayed 3 times. Okay. And each time that this game was delayed, they lost millions. Okay. Because they advertised it on this release date. Then it got pushed back. They basically put all their advertising into that release date. When it didn't happen, the stock went down. They lost. Their investors were upset. All these things. It's a lot that goes into this. Okay. But where I see the shit fall apart and where I see the ship starting to sink is starting from up top. It's their fault that all of this is happening, because they should have said, look, we're going to put this out when it's ready. Okay. And they started to even say that, but then they started getting pressure. Okay. Because of the investors. All right. The holders, they wanted to see some return. And then they put the pressure on the execs. The execs said, you know what? We need to put a date on this. So what date could you put on this? Basically making them put a date on March, whatever the fucking date was. The date comes, it gets close. We're not ready. they show them, we're not ready. This shit, we can't come out like this. Okay, let's push it back. Damn, we're going to lose millions. I mean, they've done this a few times. Okay. This last time they should have said, no, we're not finished. Or the exec should have said, look, we're going to give you guys as much time as you need to get it done so this game can come out perfect. If this game came out and it was, it didn't have these bugs, all this shit, man, this game would be a 10 out of 10 easy, guys. I'm telling you. Right now, for me, it's an 8 out of 10. Really, it's a 9 out of 10 because I haven't really experienced anything that, is just that I haven't experienced in any other games yet. That's just overkill or over the top. This game is not the worst game I've played, is what I'm saying. Now I'm early in the game, very early, and I have to play through the whole game, and I'll readdress this when I'm finished. But right now, no. I'm having a great time with this game, which is fucked up. I mean, I'm having a great time with it. I'm having a lot of fun. I can't wait to get back in there and play right now. This week I'm really going to dedicate myself to putting some time into this game, and I'm going to readdress all of this. But they're putting out patches, man. They claim to be putting out at least another one before Christmas. Okay. Maybe even 2. So they're working probably as I'm speaking at this microphone on another fucking patch to get this shit optimized as it should have been. Okay. But like I said before, guys, we fucking live in an age where all of this shit is playing catch up. You want to play it first, fix it later. That's really what it is. Because in a way, did they have a fucking choice? In essence, if they kept pushing it back, they're fucked. They're ridiculed. If they put it out unfinished, they're fucked. They're ridiculed. Like, there's no escape. And like I said, you have to pull it back. You have to pull back the curtain and you have to point at the fucking execs. Okay. Those motherfuckers up top are the ones who are responsible. They should have said, let's make a date. Let's make a date attainable. If hey, look, if they say the date is here, look, if you're caught up and everything is done, all the bugs are kinked, worked out, hey, you can move it up. Okay. But moving projects back, that's what you don't want. All right. And it's just, it's so much, they're getting so much shit right now for this. And I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to be overkill. I knew people were going to, exaggerate on all of these things and just not be 100% upfront and real. Like, it's a combination of part truths. Okay. Because yes, they did fuck up. What really pissed me off about, CD Projekt Red was really tarnished them to me. This is what tarnished them in my eyes. The fact that they basically low key lied or kept, things secret. The writing was on the wall when they wouldn't give out review codes for the consoles, when they would just not let anybody see the console version. That's the part that and they knew why. They knew why they wouldn't do it. And they didn't say anything. If they would have said, oh, hey guys, this shit is bugged up. We're working on patches right now. We're sorry. Please work with us. If they did that, so much more respect. Okay. Because they were up front, they told the truth, but they were hiding the shit like they didn't think it was going to come to the fucking light. Come on. Really? You wanted to get those sales out first, those pre-orders. You wanted to do all that shit for your investors, and you didn't care about anything else until after. Now after, we'll get the patches out. But they don't understand that. A lot of these fuckers don't understand that your name is tarnished now. It is. Your name is simply tarnished now. I don't care if you guys come back and pull a redemption move like fucking No Man's Sky. It's still going to be tarnished. No Man's Sky is still tarnished. It still has that fucking, that little light tarnish on them. Okay. That stuff never fully leaves you. So I say that to say, I'm going to pray for CD Projekt Red because I do love this game. And I hope, we get all the patches we need to get, so I don't, get to a part where I'm frustrated and I'm extremely, pissed because of that. They just need to optimize it better. I mean, I will agree that, there are pop ins and it's not 1080. Okay. It's dwindling. It's between 720 and 900p right now, in my opinion. And then certain parts of this area that you go, it takes a minute to render and get everything, crisp where it needs to be. So there's a lot of optimization that needs to be done. I will not deny that. But to say that it's a 2.6 on Metacritic, that's overkill. Okay. Now I could accept 5 out of 10, maybe. Okay. 6 out of 10, that'd be understandable, but not fucking 2.6. Okay. Out of fucking, no, that's ridiculous. Okay. That's where I stand on this game. I mean, honestly, I really enjoy playing this bitch. If there was no bugs or even just some light bugs, 10 out of 10, man, because there is no such thing as a perfect game, like a, 100% perfect game. I mean, there's some ones that come close, but there's always one thing, you know what I mean? And this is, it's just too much. Is it too much for me per se? No. So far, no, it hasn't been. Now, could I get to a point in the game where it might become that? Yeah, it could be possible, but it hasn't yet. So I can't go off of what might happen. I'm just going off of what has happened, in my circumstances, in my situations thus far. That's it. That's all I can do. And I'm just being honest about that. And, most of us will be honest with ourselves. And most of the people that I here talking about the game and all of that, they say the same shit. They say that, yes, these bugs are kind of fucking it up, but I still give it, 8 out of 10. I still love the game, the actual game, the world. I mean, the city that they fucking built, man, is amazing. It is so fucking amazing. I have to give them props for that. But yeah, once they optimize this shit, man, it's going to be a killer. It definitely is. But until then, we got to live with these comments. We got to deal with it. I know they're working hard. I follow them on Twitter. So, when I hear some shit, I'm on it. Okay. ASAP. But as of right now, I am enjoying myself. And I know there's a lot of other people out there who feel the same way. We just feel for the ones who aren't, getting the same, feelings from this game. And we know there's problems. I know that things need to be done and fixed, and I hope that it does, but they are tarnished, and this isn't going to rub off. Okay. You're not wiping this shit off. And it's just, I'm being honest, 110%. What do you guys think about the game? I would love to hear from you. I know a lot of you guys listening picked up the game, and I just want to, hear your thoughts. What score would you give this game currently right now? I'm talking about the 1.04 patch. Okay. We'll readdress it once, there's other patches and all that. I definitely will. But as of right now, of the final patch that we have, what do you feel about it? How do you think this game fares? I want to know. Let me in on it. It's easy to do. If you guys want to reach out to me, it's easy to do now because the website is up, guys. It's StudioMguyvR.com. You can it's the one-stop shop for everything StudioMguyver. You can listen to the podcast there. You can stream it there. You could, go to my YouTube there, my fucking Discord, my Facebook page. I mean, everything. Okay. Twitter, Instagram, all of that shit. Okay. StudioMguyvR.com. Just go there. And you can also support the show there as well. You can buy merch there as well. I got some awesome merch, guys. Check it out. But yeah, you can do all of that there, man. StudioMguyvR.com. I'm pushing it because I just, like I said, got it together a couple weeks ago. So that's me, man. That's where I'll be at now on the internet. Okay. All right. With that being said, I'm going to get my ass out of here, man. It was a crazy show. Definitely. I think next week might be even crazier. It's possible. You know what I mean? But I'll let you guys know. Okay. Everybody listening to the show, all the new listeners, man, I hope to see you again next Monday. We do this every Monday morning, same bad time, same bad channel. All the ones who've been down since day one, I love you dearly. Come back again. Let's get into it, guys. This is your boy, Studio McGuyver, and you have been listening to Studio McGuyver's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast. See you next time.